we shoulda, coulda invested in winterization.
It's a word we're hearing a lot these days.
That we should winterize the system.
One solution may be winterization.
But what does winterization actually mean? And how much will it cost?
Okay.
There's no one more suited to answer that question than Bruce Thames.
We're located in 15 countries around the globe.
He's the CEO of Austin-based Thermon, a global company that specializes in winterizing the oil, gas, chemical, and power infrastructure.
Yeah, winterization is quite simply, it's providing the heat and insulation to protect equipment and personnel against harsh winter conditions and freezing temperatures.
Heat tracing is one of Thermon's more widely used products. The company takes heating cables like these and wraps them around a power plant's pipes to keep them from freezing up. It's more expensive to winterize an existing facility than to winterize a brand new one.
I equate it to building a home. It's a lot easier to put in the wiring when it's still in studs.
I want to thank everybody for being here.
Governor Abbott wants to force power plants to winterize with products like Thermon's.
Texans suffered a lack of preparedness.
And earlier this month, members of Congress announced bipartisan legislation that authorizes a $500 million federal grant to help Texas get the job done. But how much would all of this really cost?
On average, winterization for these power plants will cost less than 1% of the initial capital cost of constructing those facilities.
Let's break that down. The cost to construct a 1 gigawatt power plant is roughly $1 billion. So winterizing a $1 billion facility would cost $10 million. Now, do that for every power plant in the state, and researchers we talk to estimate you're looking at $5 to $20 billion. And they say you can bet Texas customers would likely pick up the tab in the form of electric bill increases of a couple bucks to as much as $10 a month. A University of Houston study surveyed Texas residents who live in the 213 counties served by ERCOT and found while more than 3/4 support winterizing the state's power grid, the majority are unwilling to pay for it. Only 14% are willing to pay an extra $10 a month.
Wow, the cost of the disaster recovery is huge.
With damage estimates of $295 billion, which nearly doubles that of Hurricane Harvey, energy analyst Ed Hers argues,
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
UT Energy Resources professor and author Dr. Michael Weber agrees.
So we're talking about billions to low tens of billions to winterize, but it might help us avoid a $100 billion plus event every once in a while. So by my math, that seems like it pays for itself.
Grid expert Gerald Turner also agrees.
Some things could very well have been done to mitigate the circumstances well before they occur.
Having been called in to redesign Puerto Rico's power infrastructure after Hurricane Maria, he knows a thing or two about the costs of preparing for a disaster versus the cost of cleaning up after one.
And I like doing that, taking care of a problem before it becomes a problem.
In Dallas, I'm Charlotte Huffman.